All right, good morning, folks. This is going to be a little different. I am going to be painting with mica powders. This is a stool that I picked up at a yard sale. It's metal. Um, the base and this rim here is wrought iron, and I guess this is too. It's just a very thin sheet of it, the round part here. It was rusted. I only paid a couple bucks for it. I did bring it home and I cleaned it up. I sanded it and I sprayed it with what I had at the time, which was orange Rust-Oleum paint, and it kept it for a few years. But I had it outside, and this part here, this rim, when it rained, it kept the water right here, and it did rust again. So I said, you know what? Before I lose this, let me bring it in, sand it all back up again. This time I used a high quality Rust-Oleum type paint, which in black, so it looks so much better than that orange did. But the orange kept it from deteriorating too much. All right, after I spray painted the whole thing with black, then I went in and I took my mica powders. I'm going to hold it like this because I will flip this. Okay. These are mica powders that my husband bought for me on Amazon. And they're just little containers of them. As you can see, there's a lot of colors to choose from. I took them with a paintbrush and just started putting different colors different places, and my husband goes, it's very, yeah. Yes, it's not done. So today what I'm going to be doing is painting with mica powders, and I have a regular paintbrush. Actually, I got several regular paintbrushes. Now I'm going to come back in here and I'm just going to kind of give more of an illusion, and I did pour 2-part epoxy on this. This is Texpert. I never can say it right. Anyways, that's part B. I also have part A. But today I am using UV resin. And it is from Let's Resin. I don't get sponsored by anybody. I'm just telling you where I got it and what I used. My husband also gets that for me on Amazon. Anyways, I'm just going to come in and just give more depth to this here. I want to paint like a scene. Okay? Because we all like scenes, right? And then I'm going to hit it with a UV light. And the lighting in here is terrible right now. I'm sorry about that. But that has to do with the fact that all my lights are over there on the table. And yeah, it's let me scrape this up together. I only made a little bit of this white. I'm not going to make a whole bunch of any one color because you don't really need a lot of color, because all I'm doing is I'm kind of defining different areas that I've already put color in, just kind of giving it a little more depth. And this is not going to be like a painting that you would put on your mantle. This is a painting that you're going, oh, okay, I see it. Because it's going to be going back outdoors, and it might have a plant on it, or I might just put it near a fire pit so that we have some place to put our drinks and stuff. I have the tools to play with, and I have the time, and I want to just see what I can make. You know what I mean? Anyways, that was mother of pearl that I just put on top of that. That's actually this here, which I don't know where I think I bought this at Hobby Lobby, and I have no idea what I paid for it because it was a while ago. The next color I'm going to be using is, I have black in here somewhere. That's violet. Oh, I could use violet. Where is it? Green, blue, coffee. Could use coffee. No, I really do want the black. There it is. Luster black. And I do have some of this already on here, but it's black on black, so all it does is give a little bit of shiny, shiny. All right, let me just take a touch of this. Just a little bit. I'm only using about that much, probably not that much there, because I've only got a couple of drops of the UV, because we're not gonna, it's not like I'm painting the whole thing. I'm just painting like accents on it. Let me get a different stick, because we don't want to mix our colors here, because we want black, we don't want gray, and I'm just using that pearl. All right, now let me get, I'm going to be using a liner brush, and you can use regular paint brushes. You just have to clean them real well. You wipe the paint out, wipe, and then you will use alcohol. Okay. And with trees, you just kind of ground them, and then you just kind of, and you don't do straight lines. Why do you not do straight lines? Because nature is very few straight lines. You know what? Before I go any further, I'm going to use the flashlight, the UV one, that my sister gave me. She's so sweet. And I'm just going to set the white here. That way, if I go over it, I won't pick up any of that white in my black. And I also am coming back with some green. Believe it or not, this is a green. It just didn't look like green when I finished. It looked like the gold. This is gold. This is a green. This is a green. This is a blue. I don't know what the white was called, but it's not going to take a lot just to set this, because I'm going to put it under the lamp, or I could just put it under the sun. The sun is also a UV light. A very, very, very big UV light. Now the problem with the sun is you've got a lot of interference between your painting or whatever you're doing, your UV stuff, and the sun. And it actually takes longer to cure something in the sun than it does using a UV lamp. So if you don't have a UV lamp and you want to get into this, you can use the sun, but be aware it's going to take, where this might take 5 minutes under a UV light, it might take a couple of hours. Okay? So be patient. The resin's not coming off this as easy as it would with paint. If I had paint right now, I would want to thin this down to almost like a watery ink. But with resin, it is what it is, you know? So if you're going to be painting with resin and you're used to painting, just be aware that it's going to it's not going to flow off as easy as you're used to. Okay, I think I'm happy with that tree. Okay, it's kind of standing in the water, mind you, but that's all right. Let me, nah, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Before I put anything else on it, let me come back and add some water's edge here. Let's see. Now I want to make sure I get this straight here, and I didn't. I almost don't like this, that it's too thick. It's too... So let me just work it out so it's not so... This one I don't mind. Don't mind this one so much. Definitely overworked that one, but I'm going to come back in and I think I can clean that one up a little bit. Actually, let me just use this here, because I will be using... Oop, I hit my tree. Oh, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree, don't hit the tree. Anytime you think you've polluted your brush, clean it. All right. Now with my clouds, normally in a painting, I would go like this and fluff them. I don't know that I can fluff these. Oh, I've already cured them. Never mind. I can't fluff them, see? There. All right. Yeah, see where I hit the tree? Yeah. All right. I'm going to go back in with my liner brush and replace what I messed up right there. Bob Ross will tell you there's no mistakes, there's just happy accidents. So if you hit something that you didn't want to hit, call it a happy accident and get on with your life. You know? Don't beat yourself up. Don't complain about what you did. Just go happy accident and go on with your life. All right. If I had cured the tree before I went in with that white, there wouldn't have been any issue right there. Okay. I'm going to bring the stump down a little bit, ground it here. Make it pass through that backwaters. My sister's probably going, huh, no, you're a terrible painter. She's an actual artist. My art I learned from Bob Ross. It's true. My husband was in the military. I had 2 young boys. He took us to Germany. Got transferred to Germany, and we were there not very long, and he got a TDY orders back to the States for 8 weeks, and I was 20 miles from the nearest base, and I'm like, I don't speak German. he had time before he left to help me get a German driver's license and to learn my way to the base. And I did have the car. But, yeah. So, it was kind of, you know, I had nothing to do. So, I'd been watching Bob Ross on TV, on PBS type stuff. And I said, well, let me buy some paints and see what I can do. I'm going to mix this. I'm going to mix this green. Let's see, this green here with this green here. Let's see if I can find that other green. Is it light green? No, I'm not going to do the phthalo green. I'm going to do the light green. Light green and... Where's the other green? Oh, not that green. Look at that green. Ha! Would that show up? It looks, what I can see right here, it looks almost like it's neon. Let's see, crystal, silk blue, violet. Oh, right there, moss green. Let's light green, moss green. Let's do moss green. I still want to add a little bit of that other green. That's peak yellow. Coffee. Maybe I use that. And it calls it bronze gold, so maybe that's why it looks gold. All right, let's just do this for now. Since we can. Sensuous. All right. Again, we're just going to take just a little bit of the green. Did you see that? Yeah, just a little bit of green. Put it in the, I would probably say I have a quarter of a teaspoon of resin on I am putting on top of my palette today is a butter wrapper. Those of you that have been with me are not surprised that I use a butter wrapper because I'm one of those people who reuses stuff. I'm using a fan brush. This is an old fan brush. It's okay. And what I'm doing is I'm just hitting it and sweeping up. And you know what? Let me hit that with the UV light before we go too far, because I don't want my whites in my tree to blend out. But anyways, because these have, I have already 2 layers of the what's that called? Resin. The epoxy resin on there. There's a lot of depth in this, which I think is really cool. So if you want to do paintings with resin and stuff, do it in layers, because it gets a really cool depth in this. I love that gold back there. That gold just looks really cool. Okay, now that should keep it from some bleeding out. All right, I want some up here. Just give it a little bit of landform here. What else do we want to do here? Do you want to just a touch back there? I need more on my brush. Need a little bit more on my brush if I'm going to put some right in here. A little bit right here on the water's edge. And some down here. All right, do we want to do something over here? Let's darken this green down a little bit and maybe put some bush right here. Okay, so I've got that black, and I'm just going to use my brush, and I'm going to stick it in the black, then I'm going to stick it back in the green. Just a little bit in the black, a little bit in the green, go dabby, dabby, dabbies. Let's see how that works. And just dab it a little bit. Okay, now I'm going back with the liner brush, and I'm going to put in just some tree trunk. Just a little tree trunk in there. Just like that. And another one right there. Just another one. And it's, for some reason, I can't thin it. I don't know how to thin it. I really want to thin the black down, and I can't because it got too wide on me. So I'm going to cure that, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to add some what's that called? It's more green. All right. Now it's possible that the sun coming through the window is enough to give enough cure to thicken this stuff that's sitting on the table here. I don't know, but it does seem to be thicker. And I am thinking that's all I'm going to do with this, other than pour another layer of the clear resin on top of it. And this here edge, I mean the resin's right to the edge back there. It's got about this much. So I'm going to put something under this leg, because this is not level, and to level it off. And so more of the resin will get back there and none of it will pour off the edge. That's my, yeah, that's what I'm hoping. All right. Now, what was I going to do? I was going to put some more green over on top of that. All right. Green, 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 green. Okay. I just knocked down how heavy that that stalk looked. Okay. Do I want to put any blue back in? I really would like to highlight the blue here, but I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to clean my brushes, and then if I want to come back, I can always come back. And when you clean your brushes, you're going to just wipe, 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 wipe. You see how it's showing up on the paper towel? You're going to wipe, and you're going to keep wiping until it does not show up, and scrub it good. You see how it's still showing? You see right there where it's still? You're going to keep going until you can't get any color at all out of the brush. Don't do this with your favorite brush after you're doing resin. You see it's still getting some out. So I'm not talking about wipe, wipe, wipe and you're done. I'm talking about some work here. All right. This here is I bought this bottle here. It's a pump dispenser from the Dollar Tree, and it's filled with alcohol. And I do use the 99 or 91% alcohol. And you just load your brush with alcohol. See the difference? Look at that. See? You thought I'd gotten it all? Not so. Alright, more alcohol. And again, a lot more coming up. Now this takes a lot more cleaning than, say, the liner brush. I'm going to put some alcohol on the brush here, and I just loaded it with alcohol. I'm going to set it down, and I'm going to go to the next brush simply because I don't want it to dry on these brushes, and also it gives time for that one to soak. Okay. All right. Alcohol, alcohol, whoops. Pump some more alcohol up in there. Soak that. You see how this one has nowhere near as much paint in it as that fan brush had. And you can tell a lot by how clean they are looking. This right here I bought on eBay. I won it in auction for actually a really good price. But anyways, it was a full set of paint brushes, and they're called nail art brushes. So I'm hoping that because they're nail art brushes, that the resin cleans off easier on them, because fingernail polish is just a resin. All right, now let's clean this one. This one you're not going to see as well because it's white. White's a lot harder to see when you're scrubbing it off because, well, it's white on white. So just make sure you do it long enough. Otherwise your brush is going to be a stick instead of a brush. It's going to get all hard, and then you won't be able to get it any paint in it. All just feels clean. Yeah, the fibers make a difference on how well the resin cleans off on them too. I'm not sure what this is made out of because this is just a cheap paintbrush. The liner brush is also, I don't know what it's made out of. Like I said, I got it off of eBay, so that was a fairly cheap thing. Okay, I'm thinking that one's clean. All right, let's go back to our liner brush. Our fan brush. This actually I think was natural fibers, which I had ruined oil painting. I just didn't clean it in time. Oh yeah, see, it's got a lot of stuff still in it. And it's possible that some of that oil painting, because the fact that it's green doesn't surprise me because I use this for painting trees. It's possible that what we're seeing is actually old paint. Because you can see the line right here where I didn't get the paint out of that in time. So who knows? Maybe I'm actually making this one better. I do have a lot of liner brushes. I don't know why this one got to this state, because that's not like me. And I can't blame anybody else because I don't really have anybody who borrows my stuff. So I know who's at fault. You know what? I might just, because look at these on the outside are cleaned all the way down. So I might just soak this, get a baggie or a little cup or something, just put some alcohol in it and soak it for a couple hours. See what we learned? Ooh, let me pull those apart. They're actually, look at that. Fanning it out, fanning it out. I know this is not what the video is about. I am sorry, but you know, there's a squirrel. There's a squirrel in our midst. And I'm off on a squirrel trail. So, anyways, that's my next project. I'm going to soak that. Okay. What are we going to do next? I'm going to hit this again with this here. Is this a perfect painting? Absolutely not. Do you know why I don't care? It's because it's just, like I said, a piece of outdoor furniture that's going to be out there by the fire pit to set drinks on. Or I might set a plant. Oh, look at, there's something there. Look at that. That's cool. I have no idea what it is, but it fluoresces. Can you see it? I don't know if you guys can see that. I'll have to wait and see it on the when I play it back, because I can't tell by looking at the video whether or not that right there shows up. All right. Now I'm going to put this under the big UV light. After that, I'm going to mix up some two-part epoxy resin. Try to say epoxy and resin in the same word, that you get a weird word. But anyways, and then I'm just going to pour it over and wait another 24 hours, because each layer waits 24 hours. That's the big drawback about doing resin epoxy versus UV resin, is the amount of time you have to wait before you can unmold it or move to the next layer or whatever. So anyways, I just wanted to bring you here. I'm going to take and probably take my camera, my phone, off the stand and show you what this looks like before I go any further. So anyways, this is Bethany with New Life Jewelry Creations. Hit that like button, okay? And I'll be back. Okay, ignore my lovely shag carpet, which has been here since 1975. We're pretty sure it's original to the house. When we bought the house, it was in several of the rooms. And since this is a rarely used room other than guests and crafts, it's still here. But this right here is what the little stand looks like. Like I said, it's a simple little cast iron stand here. But it's cute. I liked it. So anyways, just wanted to show you.